Hello, the Cinema Gold Podcast. I'm your host, Larry Lees. Today we're giving our take on the first episode of Superman and Lois. Right now, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Poddex, for supporting our podcast. You can go to poddex.com, use Cinema Gold for 10% off. And now, on to our Superman and Lois review. Superman and Lois is definitely one of the best iterations of these characters, and definitely a major improvement for the current state of the DC TV universe. It's been a struggle to find the right Superman. Hollywood spent decades looking for that perfect Superman. You started with Christopher Reeves. He's definitely a legend for playing the hero. However, his franchise eventually sunk with Superman 3 and the god-awful Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. It started to seem like a proper iteration of the superhero was not meant to be, and fans couldn't find a traditional interpretation of the hero. After 2 decades of tense development of Superman, scripts failed to see the light of day, and then we reached 2006's Superman Returns and 2013's Man of Steel, which both really failed to land with DC fans. And in the television world, it seemed like kryptonite for telling a Superman story. The old Lois and Clark attempted to be a newsroom drama mixed with a romantic comedy. The teen drama of Smallville struggled to tell a proper story of young Clark Kent. And this has led us to now Superman and Lois. What sets apart this show from the rest is Superman and Lois swapped their Metropolis life for a Smallville farm life. This becomes the first series to show Lois and Clark as parents to twin boys, while also living on their Smallville farm instead of Metropolis. Superman and Lois is the most reverent, faithful live-action take on the mythos since Christopher Reeve and Margot Kidder were trading knowingly charged dialogue with each other in the 1980s. There's barely a moment in the first episode that isn't saturated with love for these characters and their history. Clark and Lois, played by Tyler Hoechlin and Elizabeth Tulloch, have been in these roles for some time. They've made several guest appearances in the Arrowverse line of shows, and fans quickly embraced them for their authentic performances. Their chemistry is the best as Lois and Clark since Reeve and Kidder. They're perfectly suited to these roles as you could hope for, bringing both a playful energy and the required gravitas. And they're joined by Jordan Elsis as the athletic and outgoing Jonathan Kent, and Alexander Garfin as the anxious and introverted Jordan Kent. The boys bring a different energy to the traditional Lois and Clark dynamic and a convincing chemistry of their own. The change from Metropolis to Smallville actually improves the show. Fans have grown accustomed over the years to Central City, Starling City, and National City. Removing the family from Metropolis keeps the series from falling into Arrowverse tropes. It's a more mature and distinguished Superman and Lois from its contemporaries. Hoechlin and Tulloch in particular, delightful, effortlessly alternating between playful banter and parental authority. Elsis and Garfin bring an authentic brotherly warmth to their roles. The overall tone is closer and balanced to other recent shows like Stargirl or Krypton than it is to say The Flash or Batwoman. And the look at the series wouldn't be out of place on HBO Max or at times even in the theater. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Cinema Gold Podcast. I'm your host, Larry Lees. Be sure to like and subscribe to the video. Check out our podcast, Cinema Gold Podcast, on all major podcast platforms. Thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow.